If you know, you know. We all know that Canelo Alvarez is a name that all the welterweights are really interested in. And Danny Garcia got asked by a Fight Hub, would you like a fight with Canelo Alvarez? He stated, absolutely. However, I got to gain a lot of weight. I walk around 160 pounds. And that's my walk around weight. He probably walks around 200 pounds. So in order for me to fight Canelo Alvarez, I need some of that Mexican beef. I need to buff up. So I'm going to need that Mexican beef to do so. So that's what Danny Garcia had to say about the whole situation. Obviously, he kind of taking shots at Canelo. Because if you don't know, I'm going to inform y'all so y'all know. Canelo Alvarez obviously got busted for PEDs in the past, leading up to the Gennady Golovkin rematch. And he blamed it on the beef in Mexico when he got busted for clenbuterol in his system. So Danny Garcia kind of laughed it off, but you could tell he was taking shots at Canelo because Danny Garcia in the past fought Morales in the rematch while Morales was on PEDs. They had a hearing just like Dillian White. However, unlike the Dillian White situation, the VADA testing agency invited Danny Garcia to the hearing, and Danny agreed to fight Morales since he's older and the fact that he already beat him once, so he felt that he could beat him again. And obviously we know how that fight ended with a massacre left hook. So Danny Garcia already fought a fighter with steroids from Mexico, but Morales was older and he fought in the lower weight divisions in his early career or in his prime. But Canelo Alvarez obviously has the advantage from weight, from size, from experience. But they both really are experienced fighters. However, I just felt like Canelo Alvarez got that fight all day. Danny Garcia is not an Errol Spence where if he moves up in weight and fight Canelo, it will be a 50-50 fight. That's not the case for Danny. However, Danny Garcia feels that he have unfinished business in the welterweight division and he want to avenge his losses. He also spoke on Errol Spence versus Sean Porter, and he stated that Errol Spence is not all that good and it's going to be a tough fight. He favoring Errol. However, he stated it's going to be an ugly fight. It's not going to be as entertaining as people think. I highly disagree with that. Obviously, Danny Garcia always critique Errol Spence, but he won't get in the ring with an Errol Spence. So he keeps saying that Errol is this and Errol is that. But at the end of the day, we'll see when Errol Spence fight Sean Porter, a guy that beat Danny Garcia. Even if you felt that Danny beat Sean Porter, it was a very, very close fight. I had Sean Porter winning that fight. So if Errol Spence is able to come over here and dominate Sean Porter, something that nobody was able to do in the welterweight division or even stop him, that's going to be a big statement in the welterweight division. Then Danny Garcia could never deny or discredit Errol Spence, because unlike the Mikey Garcia situation where he could blame it on the fact that Mikey Garcia was too small, Sean Porter already been in the ring with Danny Garcia, and like I said, he already beat him. So if Errol Spence is able to wash Sean Porter, then Danny Garcia has to give him his credit, and maybe Danny Garcia will fight a Mikey Garcia. And we'll see how well he will perform versus a Mikey Garcia. Because in my opinion, he would not top Errol Spence's performance versus Errol Spence. And people got to remember, Errol Spence went to that fight to prove a point. And he showed us that he got different dimension in his game and that he could actually box. And he really showed his boxing skills. He wasn't looking to knock out Mikey Garcia. Obviously, he wanted the knockout. But Danny Garcia act like Mikey Garcia was there to fight. After like the 5th round, Mikey Garcia was just trying to survive. It's very hard to knock out a person that's just trying to survive and he's not looking to win any more rounds, especially if that fighter is very experienced like a Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia was a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter when Errol Spence beat him. So y'all can't deny Errol Spence the credit no matter what y'all do. Because at the end of the day, Danny is in the same division as Errol. If you think Errol's sweet, he's already telling you he will give you a shot even though you're not even a champion. He's willing to fight all the big names. So go ahead and accept the fight and quit ducking the man. I mean, it's funny how tables turn. Danny Garcia was a champion at one point when Errol Spence was on the come up. And then he lost his belt, obviously, to Keith Thurman. Then he lost to Sean Porter. Now he holds no title, and Errol Spence, on the other hand, he on his way to unifying the division. And he is the cash cow of the welterweight division. So Danny Garcia got no excuse to duck him now, because he got everything to gain and nothing to lose. Because people recognize Errol Spence as the #1 welterweight now. Danny Garcia is not even in the mix. So for him to get in the mix, he has to face an Errol Spence. That's a VIP pass that Errol Spence is offering him. So why not take the fight and take the L in the process? Because that fight will take something out of Danny Garcia. However, boxing is the theater of the unexpected. So you never know. But since the fans are already favoring Errol Spence to beat him, if he fights him or not, why not take on that fight? And if you lose, it won't be a shock to the world. It's something that's expected. So Danny Garcia, like I said, he been doing a lot of talking. Even asking Pacquiao, why you fighting Keith Thurman and not me? I mean, the obvious answer is Keith Thurman beat you and you're not a champion. So if you want the Pacquiao fight, go get a belt by fighting Errol Spence or the winner of Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. And if you're able to win that fight, then Manny Pacquiao will be willing to fight you, because we know Manny Pacquiao will fight a fighter that look beatable. Every time a fighter look exposed, Manny Pacquiao jumps on him. So that's the reason why Keith Thurman was willing to welcome Danny Garcia to the welterweight division, because Danny Garcia looked beatable. And that's the same reason Keith Thurman didn't want to welcome Terence Crawford to the welterweight division, because he don't look beatable. And that's why he don't keep the same energy with Terence Crawford. But like I said before, Manny Pacquiao, throughout his career, he fight fighters coming off bad performances, from Keith Thurman to Margarito after he got knocked out by Sugar Shane Mosley, to even Sugar Shane Mosley himself after Floyd beat him. You know, he didn't want to fight him when he knocked out Margarito. He was willing to fight him after Floyd beat him, etc., etc. Like I said, I could go on and on. We know what time it is with Manny Pacquiao. So if Danny Garcia want to fight Manny Pacquiao, all you got to do is just go get a strap. Fight Terence Crawford, fight the winner of Errol Spence versus Porter, and you will get that fight, instead of downgrading Errol Spence, claiming that Errol Spence is this and he's that. But at the end of the day, Lamont Peterson almost beat Danny Garcia. In my book, he really won that fight. And we all know what Errol Spence did to Lamont Peterson. He walked right through him. And Danny Garcia still discredit Errol Spence. So it don't matter what Errol Spence does. Danny Garcia will have something smart to say. I mean, but facts are facts, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. So Danny Garcia, get in the ring with Errol Spence if you think he's all sweet, and we'll see what kind of faith you will have against the Errol Spence. So like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these casual fans. Also follow Lantoon Boxing for the funniest boxing memes, and follow me at Aki TV, and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live. Everything will be provided in the description.